All right, now that isometric shape 3 is done, we're going to go ahead and move on and do isometric 4. So again, right now I have my other iso shapes hidden, so I can just click on the eyeball and they come right back. Um, so I want to make sure that I'm creating my component correctly. So again, we'll click on iso shapes, click on the dot to activate that component, and I'm going to go to create new component. This will be iso 4. Go ahead and click OK. So from here, isometric 4, I'm going to go ahead and use the box, the primitive box tool again to make this whole box right here. Okay, the box is a total of 5 inches by 2.5 by 3. So I'm going to go ahead and click on create, click on box. Again, I want to make sure it's on the same bottom plane as these shapes right here. Just make a nice line. Place my first corner right there. Okay, it's 5 inches long, 5 tab, and that's going to be 3 inches wide. Double check that. So 1, 2, yep, 3 inches wide, and it's going to be 2.5 inches tall. 3 inches, I hit enter, and then 2.5 is the height. All right, so now this one's got a different type of couple cutouts on it. So there's a little circular arc cutout here, and same on this side. So I'm going to do the one on top here first, and I'm going to create a circle on the top of this shape and just cut it out. So this circle, the center point is going to be right here of the circle. So that means this has got a radius of 1 or a diameter of 2, and it's right in the middle here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a sketch on the top of my rectangular prism here. And then I'm going to click on circle. Okay, the center point again is along this edge right here, and it's right on the middle of the shape. So with that, if I scroll over the line and move my cursor down, it kind of snaps to the center of it, and you can see that triangle. That means this is the center point of my shape. So I'm going to click the center there. And again, this has got a diameter of 2 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 2 and hit enter. So there's my circle. So now what I can do with that is go ahead and hit extrude or type the letter E in the keyboard. I'm going to select, so it looks like there's it's a half circle. I want to make sure I select both circles, both half circles, to make it one full circle, and then change my operation to cut. And since the arrow is pointing up, I'm going to change the distance, and that's going to be a negative 2.5. And you can see it goes straight down, and I'm going to click OK. All right, so that's that first part. Now the second one is on the back side of the shape right over here. I'm going to use the arc tool for that option. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Fusion. I'm going to hide these again because I'm going to be sketching on the back side of it. So I'm just going to come over to where they are. I'm going to click on the eyeball for the visibility and hide them out of my way. So I'm going to create a sketch on the back of my object here. And this is where I'm going to create this arc. So this arc starts an inch away from the top corner and it ends at a ½ inch above here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to create, click on arc, and it's going to be a 3-point arc. So I'm going to start up here, just make sure I snap to this line, and then same down here, I'm going to snap to my line over here, and then just make my arc. And now I can measure it. So I'm going to click on sketch dimension, click on the corner of my shape, the start of my arc, and again, that's going to be 1 inch. And then the bottom of it is a ½ inch off the thing. So with sketch dimension still selected, I'm going to click on the point, click on the point there, and that's going to be a ½ inch. Now I got to look at the radius of my arc right here. So I can kind of see if I follow the line straight across here. Okay, this is the center point of my arc. So if I count, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's got a radius of 2 inches. So I'm going to click on my shape there, my arc, and then click. I'm going to change that to 2 inches. And you can see it's got that nice arc to it. Now, go ahead and click the letter E for extrude. And I'm just going to click on the corner of the shape here so I can see it extrude in. Select on that semicircle I just created. And this gets extruded and it's going to cut in a total of 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to change, as you can see, it's going in the opposite direction again, but I'm going to click on cut and I'm going to change this to a -2 inches. Click enter. So if I click on my house button and go back to my home view, okay, it's got the main shape of it now. The only thing that's missing now is this 1/2 inch circle that is going all the way through the part here. So I'm going to create a sketch on this front face. Create a circle. It's going to click somewhere in the front here because I want to measure it out later. And make sure that's a 1/2 inch diameter circle. And so the distance, it is 1 inch from the top. And it is an 1.5 inches from the side. I'm going to click on dimension, click on my top line, the center point. Okay, this was 1 inch from the top. Oop, that's 4. So if I made a mistake in my measurement there, all I need to do is double click on the numbers of my dimension and I can change it to what I want it to be. So it's 1 inch from there, click on the center point, that line, and that is 1.5 inches. And click enter. So now it is located where I want it to be. Type the letter E for extrude, click on my shape. I want it to cut through the shape. And then I'm going to make my distance. Total shape is 3 inches, so I'm going to type in -3 and then click OK. As you can see, the hole goes all the way through now. And that is it for the 4th shape.